Former President Donald Trump told CBS News that President Biden's decision to step aside was a shock. In response to the president endorsing his VP, Trump said Kamala Harris is no better than Biden. Our Manuel Bojorquez joins us now from Palm Beach, Florida, with more on what we're hearing from the Trump camp. What more can you tell us about Donald Trump's reaction to President Biden stepping aside?
Yeah, as you mentioned, he first took to social media and criticized Joe Biden, saying he would go down as the worst president in American history and that he is not fit to serve, and then doubled down in that conversation with CBS News and also saying that Kamala Harris, in his view, would be even worse. But he rounded out the conversation there by saying that he does still believe that the voters will vote based on the policies presented by both parties. Publicly staying the course and projecting the unity that was presented at the RNC is what the campaign is doing. But you have to imagine that behind the scenes here at Mar-a-Lago, late into the evening and likely early this morning, there has been a lot of talk about a new strategy now that it appears that Vice President Kamala Harris will be the top of the ticket. So the strategy definitely shifting for the Republicans in this race.
And then in what way can we expect the strategy to shift?
Well, one of the most visible and publicly stated ways that we've seen so far immediately after the news broke yesterday is, and we heard it in the conversation with CBS News that the former president had, is to say, look, I'm not running against Joe Biden now. I'm running against the Biden administration. So they are trying to pin all the failures that they view under the Biden administration to Kamala Harris and say, look, she's been there all along. She's been hand in hand with the president. So his failures, in their view, are her failures as well. And you can imagine, and I think ads have already started airing, hitting her hard on immigration and the economy.
Right. No surprise there. Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance is holding a rally in Ohio today. You know, up until yesterday, I'm sure he was gearing up for, to go head to head with Kamala Harris on the debate stage. I imagine he's got some criticisms of the vice president already baked into his stump speeches. What can we expect to hear from him?
I think what you may expect to hear is that where he would have said Joe Biden did X, Y, and Z, they'll replace it with Kamala Harris did X, Y, and Z. Again, the strategy is to try to pin all the failures they view of the administration on her. And looking at all the endorsements coming in, the amount of fundraising, I think you will probably see them attacking her on those issues pretty hard going forward.
So, listen, Biden and Trump tentatively, I guess, had another debate scheduled for September. Is that all up in the air now?
I think it is. It wasn't a clear no. It was a murky answer that the former president gave yesterday about that debate, the second debate that was scheduled to be held between Trump and Biden. He said a few things, essentially that all of these changes basically puts that all up in the air, casting doubts about whether he would participate. But he also criticized the network that would be leading that debate. ABC News is saying he feels that they would be biased and maybe it'd be better to do to Fox News, have them do the debate. So really not a clear picture of whether we will see a debate featuring Donald Trump, the Republican candidate, and whoever ends up being the Democratic candidate. He didn't show up for any of the debates when the Republican primary was happening, so it wouldn't be something new, a strategy to maybe not put him in that kind of spotlight again.
Yeah, I think I know a lot of people watched the first debate. I can almost guarantee it would probably have the same or more in terms of viewership numbers. Manny, thank you very much.
Right.